Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I am the weird rock guy from Thor Ragnarok, the New Zealand rock man.
I'm Meek because I know character names.
Wait, what's the character's name?
Meek?
Is that the little bug boy?
Yeah, it's the bug boy.
The bug boy. Anyway, let me just preface this episode by saying we are talking about Thor Ragnarok spoilers.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it and you care about it,
then go pause this video. Go see Thor Ragnarok. It's worth your time, I promise. I gave it a 9 out of
nearest cinema.
9 out of 9. And then pause this video, come back and watch this video afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds to do that. Man, aren't you glad you saw Thor Ragnarok? It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk spoilers, Jason. What do you think? We're going to a big one right off the bat. What do you think of Thor losing his eye?
At first, I was like, oh, shit. No, like, I felt like I lost a part of me. I was like, oh, my God, no.
Not his eye.
Yeah.
Not his beautiful eye.
And then towards the end, they show where he has, like, the eye patch. And I was
like, hey.
I was digging it. I was like, okay.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about the plot of the movie. So, you know, you got Hela, the sister of Thor.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fun cameo scene at the beginning. There's a scene at the beginning, if you've seen the movie, which you should have. You'll know that there's a scene where Loki, as Odin, he's pretending to be Odin.
Yep.
Is holy shit, those guys just rushed me. Is holding a play to honor himself. And the scene from Thor: The Dark World, which is actually a pretty smart scene, because if you hadn't seen Thor: The Dark World, it kind of sets up the expectation that Loki is supposed to be dead, right?
Right.
And Loki is played by Matt Damon.
Yep.
Randomly. And Thor is played by Luke Hemsworth, the oldest Hemsworth brother, and Sam Neill plays Odin in the play. And
if you don't know who Sam Neill is based off name, he's the main guy from Jurassic Park 1.
He's done other things too.
Right, but that's like probably the most notable.
I don't know about that. I can't refute that claim.
He's the most notable that I have seen.
Okay, most notable for you.
As a millennial.
Anyway, as a millennial, as an intellectual.
Yeah, me an intellectual.
Anyway, and it's a pretty funny scene. I read about like how they got that together, where Chris Hemsworth was just kind of like, I can ask my friend Matt to do it, and the director was like, Matt who? And he's like, Matt Damon. And he's like, you can't get Matt Damon. And then Matt Damon flew in and did it, just because he's friends with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Then, you know, Luke Hemsworth, this is a chance to make fun of your brother's performance, and so he jumped at that, and yeah. It was really funny scene. Really random to have Matt Damon in there, but
yeah. I thought it was a cool way to set up.
Yeah, definitely. But a lot happens in this movie, like real fast.
Oh yeah.
Thor fights Surtur, takes his crown.
Who Surtur is supposed to be like the demise of all of Asgard.
Right, the Ragnarok. And then you realize Heimdall isn't in charge of the Bifrost anymore, so that's like a revelation, right? Because that's not something that was seen in a movie. And then you got it's really hard to talk about this, but there's so many fucking robots on screen. Then you reveal that Loki's Odin. Then they go to Midgar or Earth to find Loki, to find Odin. But then Doctor Strange is there.
And Doctor Strange has the eye, so that means he had put it away at the end of Doctor Strange because he was like, I'm not ready to use this, right? And then...
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
He was wearing it.
Wow, look at you. Doctor Strange aficionado.
Right.
Anyway, what are we supposed to be doing right now?
I think we're supposed to turn this off or else it keeps spawning.
Yeah, we did this last time we played this level.
I think I did it.
Alright, yeah. Anyway, and then Odin's like, yo, I'm dead.
Yeah, they're like, come home. And then he's like,
It's not time for me to come home.
He's like, I'd rather die.
I'd rather die. My wife is calling me.
Right.
And it's like, which means like, oh, Anthony Hopkins didn't want to do the movies anymore. And then, then like suddenly Hela's there and she's crushing Thor's hammer and just so much happens so fast. And that's like, I've had people say the movie's dry at the beginning, which is somewhat true, but they just do so much setup at the beginning that it's a little tough for that. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess I must not have. Let's just leave.
Can we just leave?
Because they're just spawning.
I got it. I got it.
Okay, there we go.
And then you end up on this planet. What was the name of the planet, Jason?
Sakaar?
Sakaar, thank you. That's run by Jeff Goldblum, the Grandmaster, and you meet Valkyrie, but then the movie really gets going there, and especially after the Thor Hulk fight scene, which is great. A lot of it's spoiled by the previews, like which is a thing in movies these days, right? But I still think it was a good scene. Like I said in the previous episode, it was a little overlong, but I like the idea of Hulk being Hulk for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Because he becomes a better Hulk, you know?
Yeah.
Like right now, Hulk, the only word he could say was smash, and he's not boring, he's cool, but like you can't have a movie based around Hulk, right? Because he can't talk. And then you have him make him be Bruce Banner, and no one wants to see Bruce Banner. Everyone wants to see the Hulk, right?
Exactly.
What was I getting at there?
Well, you were talking kind of like in order of what happened.
Well, right, but the Hulk's really funny in the movie.
Yeah. I think
he's almost like a little baby.
Yeah, he's like pretty comic reliefy. He's kind of like Groot in like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but more intelligent and more words to say.
Yeah.
There's one point where Thor tells him that Earth hates him.
He says, "You're the stupid Avenger."
Well, he calls him stupid Avenger, and that doesn't bother him as much. But then he says Earth hates him, and he's like about to attack Thor with something, but then he decides just to put it down and like sulk and pout.
He was like,
and then like Thor goes, "Hey, buddy," to sit next to him. He goes, "No," and it's like a little kid, and it was really funny. I like both times we saw the movie, I heard audible people go, "Aw," like that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Hulk was good in the movie. One of my favorite. I got to talk about Goldblum because you know he's my favorite.
Yep.
But there is that point where they talk about how old he would be.
Oh yeah.
He just goes.
Well, because Loki says he has been there for 2 weeks.
Right. Oh yeah. We find out Loki's there, right? I'm not trying to recap the whole movie, but you find out Loki's there. I have a talent.
Adds 2 guns to the strafe.
What's all for the strafe? I don't use the strafe.
Yes, you need to.
Strafe can no longer be activated, but gain 25% chance to use strafe. Yeah, that's the one I want. So strafe might just activate with an ability.
Right.
So like if I use this.
Oh, yep, there it goes.
Yep. Cool. All right. Anyway.
That's cool.
But the Grandmaster says something like, "Yeah, if I was on any other planet, I'd be," and he just kind of like smiles, this like weird fucking smile, and says nothing, like just, you know.
Well, like it almost seems as if he forgets the line, and it's like he's trying to laugh, but he still wants to go on with the scene. But then he also knows it's probably funny.
Right. Well, that's Goldblum, man. Goldblum is just a hilarious man. he's full of so many memes. You know,
right?
Life will find a way. He's just great. He's great in the movie too.
Oh, the hood.
Oh no, not the hood. My favorite, my real favorite Goldblum moment though. I might have said the other one was my favorite, but that's a lie.
If he's telling his truth.
My real favorite, if I'm telling my truth, my real favorite Goldblum moment, it has nothing to do with Goldblum. Bruce Banner's piloting the jet, and they make it clear there's no guns on this jet.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, there's got to be a gun on this thing. And there's this giant button that looks like it could be a gun.
Like an explosion.
It's a firework, right?
Yeah.
And, well, they make it clear that this ship is, like, for his, like, orgies and stuff. It's not a, you know. And then he hits it and fireworks start shooting out of it. And you just hear, it's my birthday! It's my birthday! And it made me, both times I saw the movie, it made me laugh so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I love that. It's my birthday. Another really funny, uncharacteristic line, and you can tell it's like if you guys don't know who Taika Waititi is, he's directed a few movies. Most famously for me, What We Do in the Shadows, which is like it's a mockumentary about 3 vampires living in New Zealand, and it's really funny. But he's involved with, like, you know, he's from New Zealand, so he's involved with, like, the Flight of the Conchords and all that stuff. And this movie is like if the Flight of the Conchords was a Marvel movie to me. Like, that's how it feels, the tone, you know? It's just that kind of humor. Mm-hmm. And the best example of it is they're getting ready to escape the planet. Valkyrie, Thor, Bruce Banner, and Loki's, like, tied up in a chain, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, Loki's saying, hey, I have these ship codes if you guys give me safe passage. And Bruce Banner's like, hold on, he just said he was going to try to kill me or whatever.
Yeah.
And he wants to kill us. And Thor goes, it's true. One time when we were kids, he turned into a snake, and he knows how much I love snakes. So I picked up the snake, and then he turned into himself and then stabbed me. And it's like, just like, you expect him, like, to bite him with the snake, or, you know what I mean? Like, something like that. But he's
like, it's me.
It's me. And he turned into a snake and stabbed me. And it's just, I butchered the line, but it's just so funny. And Chris Hemsworth does a good job, like, he's like a charming dude. He's not like a comedian, right?
Yeah.
But, like, he does such a good job, like, God, we're gonna fight Doctor Doom again. Why are we doing this?
I don't know. I like it.
But he does such a good job delivering these lines that, like, are kind of tough to deliver and make funny, you know?
Yeah.
What was some of your favorite? I've been talking a lot. What's some of your favorite moments in the movie?
I really like, and it's kind of like a poke at Taika Waititi's other film that you already talked about, where Thor's getting ready to fight Hulk, and they're like in the weapons armory. And he's looking at the different weapons.
Krug, that's his name, right? The rock guy, is his name Krug?
Something like that.
Yeah. Who's played by Waititi? Actually.
Yeah, by the director, and she has like this New Zealand accent, New Zealand, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about his hammer and everything. He goes, well, what about this giant fork? So it's just like this like 3-pronged like skewer almost.
Yeah.
That's made out of wood.
Right.
And Thor's like, no, I just wish I had my hammer. He's like, yeah, this fork's probably not very useful unless you're fighting 3 vampires that are closely huddled together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very subtle, like, inside joke to that movie, obviously.
Right. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it's just a lot of funny comedic moments. The whole Doug thing, where they're like, yeah, the last person to fight the champion was Doug.
Oh yeah.
What do you think, Doug? Oh, that's right, Doug's dead. You know?
Yeah.
God, why are we fighting Doctor Doom? This is a terrible situation to talk about anything. What else? Give me another scene you really liked.
Another scene. I really liked the whole, like, just like how they kind of set up the fact that like Hulk is like kind of scary, because like in the movie Hulk, you get that feel like, oh my God, Hulk's like unstoppable, like he's super scary. But then in this movie, he's in Sakaar, and Sakaar is like basically made for Hulk. Like he can just destroy stuff.
Well, everybody loves him there, so why would he want to be anything but Hulk?
Right, exactly. So like, I can't remember exactly how the line goes, but once Bruce Banner again, he goes, I feel like normally we both have a hand on the wheel, but this time I was locked in the trunk and he had the keys to the car and everything.
Yeah.
And when he first said that, I was like, oh my God, like, and he goes, if I go Hulk again, I might not come back to Bruce Banner. And it's like, earlier in the film, you're like, oh yeah, Hulk, he's an Avenger. Like, he's part of the team and everything.
Right.
And like, he is to some degree, but it's like, it's either him or Bruce Banner, you know?
Right. I think they'll probably in other movies explore how they can make it both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're both valuable assets in their own way. But I don't know how. God damn it! Stop it, Dr. Doom. Like, Bruce Banner wouldn't be doing good in this fight. He keeps doing the same thing. What an asshole.
He probably thinks the same about us.
Right. Yeah, I guess we are just doing the same shit over and over. Now he's much easier this time. We're way higher level, I guess.
Well, he's not summoning people yet.
Oh, that's right. There's a third form, isn't there?
I think.
Was that it? Seems like kind of a ripoff.
Oh, God. Anyway, and speaking of Hulk, my favorite scene with Hulk is where they kind of subvert your expectations. Because you remember in Avengers where they've been fighting the Shitari. The Shitari. Yeah, that's how you say it, right? The Shitari.
Yep.
And, God damn it, run. Oh, God, bugs. And aliens. And Bruce Banner shows up and on a little bike, and he goes, well, this is awful. And he goes, that's my secret. I'm always angry. Like that famous line. And it's like really cool and epic, and you're like, oh my God. They kind of like set up that situation again, right? Where Tessa Thompson, the Valkyrie, she doesn't know who that Bruce Banner is, Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay, but she knew Hulk. And then
oh dear God.
They he goes, you want to know who I really am? And it's supposed to be, he's going to like jump out of this ship onto the Bifrost and fight this dog. And it's supposed to be this epic moment. And instead of like jumping down and grabbing the dog, he just hits the ground as hard as he possibly can.
Like it looks like his arm breaks.
He looks like he dies. Like he just hits, and the dog like sniffs him for a minute.
And it's like, oh, this is dead.
Like they even like, I don't know if you noticed the second time around, but they even like swelled the music up. Like they were like, doo, 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 like this is gonna be such a cool moment, and then he just falls flat on his fucking face, and I love that. And in event, you know, he does turn into the Hulk and saves the day still, but they took that expectation and subverted it, and I think that's really funny. The movie does that a lot in general, you know. Like, you expect one thing to happen based on the Marvel movies you've seen, and something completely different and funnier or better happens.
Right.
Because, like, I think you were talking about earlier how it changes what a Thor movie, like, kind of is.
Right.
The normal Thor movie would have said, oh, Hulk jumps down and does it, right? Oh, we can't get the Dr. Doom medallion.
Dick.
All right. Well, anyway, do you have any other scenes you want to talk about real quick before we go?
Oh yeah. I think it's great. Like the whole scene where it like still sets up for the next film where
we got to talk about
look
that.
at the
You're right.
Tesseract. Like he goes to resurrect Surtur and he sees the Tesseract and you know he grabbed it. Like,
well, for sure.
There's no way he doesn't grab it.
Well, and that's gonna, I think, provide tension between him and Thor in Infinity War, because I don't think Thanos, because that's Thanos' ship in the mid-credit scene. Oh, I know it is.
Yeah.
It's Thanos' ship. I don't think Thanos comes after them if Loki doesn't have that Tesseract in his pocket, because that is one of the Infinity Stones, right? So yeah, that's leading up to the next movie, which comes out in May. I mean, the next movie is Black Panther, but I think Black Panther is going to be more of a contained story.
Yeah.
Similar to how this was, but this had Hulk, so it's a little different. But Black Panther is going to be Black Panther. And then Infinity War is the next movie, Avengers 3. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be a great movie, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to, I don't know, it's going to be tough to see how they juggle all these characters. And, I mean, you got, just from this movie, just from Ragnarok, you got Thor, you got Loki, you got Valkyrie, you got Hulk. All four of them are heroes, right? or not. Well, Loki, notwithstanding.
Yeah.
And then you got the sub characters that I don't know if they'll even feature, but you got the Rock guy, Krug, and you got, you know what I mean? Like, you have these Heimdall. Heimdall's could be a huge hero, you know, for them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
Heimdall basically saves Asgard. Like,
let me have my bone to pick with Heimdall though. Okay. Heimdall supposedly sees everything. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's his thing. I feel like there are a lot of times where he very inconveniently doesn't see something coming.
Like what? Like the wolf or whatever at the end of the bridge?
Yeah, he didn't know they were at the bridge. How did he not know that?
Because it was in the fog.
No, that's bull. Heimdall should be able, you know what I mean? Also, we didn't talk about this, but I want to mention it. How about the Warriors 3, huh?
Oh,
She
yeah.
just murders them brutally. Who cares? They suck anyway. I hate the Warriors 3. And that racist stereotype Chinese boy.
Right.
He's the worst. And he was like, oh, I'm going to make my voice growlier so it's not as Asian, so it's not as offensive to people. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you suck, dude. And the other guys barely got lines. And
the guy with the sword doesn't even say anything. The guy with the rapier or whatever.
Yeah,
he doesn't even say
the Robin
anything.
Hood looking motherfucker.
Yeah. The guy with the beard goes, "Who are you? Where's Thor?" And then they both just get murdered.
Gimli.
Yeah, the
Gimli gets murdered, and then Robin Hood doesn't even say shit.
He just
honestly,
you just show up to the studio and they're like, "Yeah, we got to kill your character
right?"
off, so
especially because the first Thor movie, that guy was a different actor.
Oh yeah.
And then they had some contract dispute or something, so they cast a different actor. He's barely in Thor 2.
Yeah.
And then in Thor 3 he gets killed immediately.
Right.
So it's like, oh, cool, thanks. You know, wow. Also, God, I feel like now that we're gonna try and end the episode, I have a million things I want to say, but Scourge.
Oh yeah.
Dude, fuck Scourge. He was lame.
Yeah, that was really lame.
He was lame. People always talk about
probably 5 or 6 pretty long scenes.
Right.
That didn't really mean anything.
Well, it was all the setup that he was gonna try to save the day at the end with his guns, right?
And then he just dies. So
well, he does a noble thing, right? But the problem is it's not redeeming, and here's why. He doesn't do anything bad.
He almost does.
He almost does. He's about to swing his axe on and execute that girl, right?
Yeah.
But the worst thing he does is just side with her, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't kill anybody. He doesn't, they never show him attacking anybody in the scene on the Bifrost.
Right.
He literally does nothing terrible.
It's just that he doesn't stop anything.
Right. And that's, sometimes this being silent and not doing an action is just as bad as doing the action, right?
Right.
But he doesn't, it's not as redeeming to me because maybe if he would have lopped that girl's head off, then I'd be like, oh, shoot.
Right.
He saved the day. Good for him.
Right. He kind of seems just kind of like mopey almost.
Right.
It's like, oh, I just want a chance to prove myself, And then he doesn't do anything for most of the movie. He just He just has sulking moments basically where he's like, oh, should I do this?
Right.
Should I not?
And he just kind of stares mopingly.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to be this bad guy, but I don't want to die.
Yeah.
And part of the problem I have with it is I don't like the actor. People keep talking about Carl Urban like he's this great action hero guy, and I don't know. I'm just not into him. He was the new Judge Dredd, and I wasn't into that. And he's the Doctor in the Star Trek reboot.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's the Doctor.
I'm not into him as that. I don't like the actor, I guess. Maybe that's, and I think his character design looks stupid. But
yeah,
anyway,
he looks really, really bulky.
And his tattoos on his head look dumb. And I know that's probably how the character looks in the comics, but I just think he looked dumb overall. But anyway, let us know what you thought of Thor down in the comments. We'd love to hear your side of the story. That's not what I wanted to say. We'd love to hear what you thought. And we'll be back playing some Marvel Heroes Omega. We're not just going to play when a new Marvel movie comes out, I promise. But we just figured this was the best outlet for us to get our thoughts out about Thor. So
yeah.
It'd be weird if we were talking about Thor playing Super Mario Odyssey or something.
Definitely.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Peace.